Cuvieronius was a genus of elephant-like mammals once native to the New World. This genus ranged from southern North America to northwestern South America during the Pleistocene. It was part of the gomphotheres family, a group of proboscideans closely related to mastodons, stegodonts, and modern elephants. It was one of the few proboscideans that lived in South America, along with its close relative, the Notiomastodon. Cuvieronius first appeared during the early Pleistocene, but sadly became extinct during the end of the late Pleistocene, possibly even making it to the early Holocene, approximately 12 to 11,000 years ago. This also meant that it lived alongside and possibly interacted with early modern humans, who may have hunted them based on evidence. The type species, C. hyodon, was among the first fossil animals from the New World to be studied. The first remains of the species were recovered from Ecuador by Alexander von Humboldt at a location known as the Field of Giants. Humboldt recognized that, rather than being the bones of giant humans, they were similar to the bones of giant elephants instead. The species-level taxonomy of Cuvieronius is a little confusing. Historically, several species were recognized, typically C. tropicus and C. hyodon for North and South American remains, respectively, but recent studies suggest that there is only a single valid American species, C. hyodon. A study of this year, however, suggested reviving C. tropicus. The genus is believed to have first evolved somewhere in North America. It is considered closely related to, if not derived from, Gomphotherium, a North American gomphothere genus, known from the late Miocene and Pliocene. Some authors have suggested that the genus first appeared around 2 million years ago, with its earliest fossils found in Florida. However, others suggest that the earliest appearance of Cuvieronius in the fossil record in North America dates to somewhat later, around 1.4 million years ago. Cuvieronius was extirpated from its northern range in North America after the arrival of the Columbian mammoth and mastodon in North America around 1.3 million years ago, likely due to competition. When alive, these animals were similar in size to modern Asian elephants. Specimens typically stood about 2.3 meters, or 7 feet tall at the shoulder, and weighed about 3.5 tons, or 7,700 pounds. The skull was relatively long and low vaulted. The tusks were straight to slightly curved, and had a spiral-shaped enamel band, giving it a similar appearance to a narwhal-tusk. They usually measured 2.2 meters, or 7.2 feet in length, and weighed 50 kilos, or 110 pounds. The lower tusks present in its more primitive relatives were absent in Cuvieronius, being only present in young juveniles, and the lower jaw shortened over time. The limb bones are very robust, even compared to other gomphotheres, likely corresponding with its relatively low body mass. These animals preferred varied habitats, including open grasslands and tropical forest. They also may have inhabited the cold to temperate Andean highlands, with some living at altitudes of 3,800 meters. It's possible that those living in colder habitats had a layer of thick fur, similar to mammoth species like the woolly mammoth. Cuvieronius is suggested to have been a mixed feeder that consumed a wide range of plant resources, including grasses and browse. It was likely an important seed disperser of a variety of neotropical plants, similar to elephants in the African rainforest. Please check out that video, it needs more views. Cuvieronius may have lived in herds, similar to modern elephants. Their social structure may have also been similar, with herds consisting of adult females, their daughters and calves, led by a matriarch. Adult males may have formed small bachelor groups or stayed by themselves, and, during the breeding season, may have also experienced must. Of course, this is just speculation, since we know next to nothing about their behavior. Cuvieronius lived alongside other megafaunal species, such as the similar-sized giant ground sloth, Eremotherium, the car-sized armadillo, Glyptotherium, and the rhinoceros-like ungulate, Mixotoxodon. All of these large herbivores played the role of keystone species in their ecosystem, but unfortunately, none of them exist today. They also shared their habitat with fearsome predators, such as the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon, the canine Protocyon, giant jaguars, and bears of the genus Arctotherium. Fully grown adults, especially males, were likely rarely on the menu, but juveniles and calves would have been easier prey for hunters such as saber-toothed cats. Incredibly, rock art of Cuvieronius have been found in both Central and South America. This depiction, found in Nicaragua, Central America, clearly shows an elephant-like animal, most likely Cuvieronius or something similar. Cuvieronius was extirpated from South America by the end of the late Pleistocene, with the youngest remains on the continent dating to around 44,000 years ago, before the arrival of people. It became extinct in southern North and Central America at the end of the Pleistocene, approximately 12,000 years ago, as part of the end Pleistocene-extinction event, alongside most other large animals across the Americas. The genus and close relative, Notiomastodon, lived longer in South America until the early Holocene, with the most recent remains dating to between 12 to 7,000 years ago. The extinction of Cuvieronius and other megafauna postdates human arrival in the Americas, which occurred several thousand years prior. Remains of this animal and others similar to it were found associated with Clovis spear points, suggesting that hunting may have played a role in its demise. Some authors have suggested that some individuals may have survived in Central America during the early Holocene, based on some recent remains discovered. This is probably unlikely, since they vanished along with most American megafauna following human arrival. It's incredible to think that South America was once home to elephants. Well, technically. Sadly, they are now gone forever, and nothing fills their niche in South America today. It would be cool going on a safari in Brazil or Chile, seeing these majestic animals, alongside other now extinct megafauna, such as giant sloths and saber-toothed cats. Hopefully, we don't lose the wildlife we still have in South America today. It would be very sad if we lose animals like capybaras, jaguars and giant anteaters, which play important roles in their ecosystems today. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it and learned something new, I'd appreciate you dropping a like or subbing to the channel if you want. If you're on mobile, please hype the video if you can, so my videos can be seen by people and not just sitting there collecting dust. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.